My name is Sebastian Vance, and I'm a billionaire. But instead of running my empire, I spend most of my energy cleaning up the messes made by my villainous childhood sweetheart. Her name is Lily Harper, a complete Ditz whose intelligence seems to have been drained by the plot. Every time she tries to pull a scheme, she manages to sabotage herself, ending up on the phone with me, crying pitifully. Boo-hoo, Seb, I got caught again. I rubbed my temples, looking at the room full of terrified executives, and sighed. Where are you? Wait there. I'm coming. Mr. Vance, regarding the development proposal for the South Side District. I sat at the head of the conference table, my knuckles lightly rapping against the mahogany surface as I listened to the project manager. Suddenly, my phone vibrated. The caller ID flashed 3 words, "Little idiot." My eyelid twitched. A sense of foreboding washed over me. I raised my hand, signaling the manager to pause. The conference room fell dead silent. Every executive held their breath, staring at their laps. I slid the screen to answer. Before I could speak, Lily's hushed, tearful voice came through. Seb, Sobi. I pinched the bridge of my nose, lowering my voice. What is it now? I think I'm trapped in the restroom. I paused. I took a deep breath, trying to keep my voice steady. Speak clearly. What happened? I was trying to lock that heroine, Angelica, in the bathroom. That's what the book said to do. But when I went in, I accidentally locked the door from the inside, and now I can't get out. Sob, it's so dark in here, and I hear weird noises. My head throbbed. Angelica was the heroine of this book world we were living in, a saintly figure with a halo. And my childhood friend, Lily, had the misfortune of being assigned the role of the villainess. A villainess dedicated to making life hell for the main characters, but who was too clumsy to succeed, always digging her own grave. Didn't you say this plan was foolproof? I didn't know the lock worked from the inside, too. Who designs a bathroom stall like that? Sob, Seb, please come save me, I'm scared. Her voice trembled like a leaf in the wind. I closed my eyes. When I opened them, I was calm again. Address. Starlight Tower, 3rd floor, women's restroom. The stall all the way at the back. Got it. Stay there, don't move, and stop crying. I hung up and stood. The entire room of executives looked up at me in unison. I straightened my suit jacket, expressionless. Meeting adjourned. Email me the rest of the proposal. My assistant, Josh, immediately followed me, looking worried. Mr. Vance, did something happen? Nothing. I waved a hand. Just gonna rescue a trapped kitten. Josh looked confused. I didn't explain further, grabbing my car keys and heading out. My time was worth thousands a minute, but in my life, there was always a Lily Harper requiring countless hours of my precious time to wipe her ass. I couldn't help it. She was my childhood friend, after all. I drove straight to Starlight Tower and rushed to the 3rd floor. At the entrance of the women's restroom, several women were peering inside, whispering. Weird, why is the last stall locked? Yeah, I heard crying earlier, but now it's silent. I ignored their strange looks and walked straight to the last stall. Knock, knock. A faint sniffle came from inside. Lily. Seb. Her voice was filled with surprise and grievance. It's me. I suppressed my annoyance. You okay? No, I'm not okay. It's dark and it smells in here. She started complaining. I didn't have time for this. Step back. I'm kicking the door. Huh? You're gonna kick down a women's restroom door. What else? Wait for you to grow mushrooms in there. Silence for a second, then the shuffling sound of her retreating. I took 2 steps back, engaged my core, and delivered a clean, powerful kick. Bang! The flimsy stall door crashed down. Through the dust, I saw Lily curled up in the corner, hugging her knees, eyes red as a rabbit's. She was wearing a tight black dress she'd picked out for her evil scheme, but now she just looked pathetic. Seeing me, her lips trembled and tears started falling again. Seb. She jumped up like a baby bird finding its mother and threw herself into my arms, hugging my waist tightly and burying her face in my chest. My body stiffened. A familiar scent filled my nose, and the soft warmth of her body pressed against mine. I could clearly feel her curves. Damn it. My body reacted instantly. I took a deep breath, forcing down the sudden heat, and grabbed the back of her collar, peeling her off me. All right, you're a grown woman, stop crying. I don't care. I was terrified. She was relentless, trying to burrow back into my arms. I placed a hand on her forehead, stopping her. Mission failed. Mentioning that, she deflated instantly, head drooping. Fail. Angelica didn't even come to this bathroom. I wasn't surprised. How could a heroine fall for such a clumsy villainess's trap? Let's go. I grabbed her wrist and let her out. The women at the door were staring, jaws dropped, looking at me and the fallen door. I walked past them without changing my expression, while Lily hid her face in shame. Outside the tower, I stuffed her into the passenger seat. She buckled up, stole a glance at me, and asked cautiously, Seb, are you mad? I started the engine, staring straight ahead. No. She shrank back, not daring to make sound. A moment later, she whispered, I'm hungry. I glared at her through the rearview mirror. She shut up immediately, clutching her stomach and looking pitiful. I sighed, resigning myself to fate, and turned the steering wheel toward a private members club I frequented. I must have owed her a debt in a past life. Inside the private room, Lily turned her grief into appetite, devouring the food. Watching her cheeks puff out like a hamster, my anger strangely dissipated. Slow down, no one's stealing it. I poured her some tea. She gulped it down, finally recovering, then looked at me seriously. Seb, I think we need exclusive nicknames. I raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? Look, in the novels, the main couple always has sweet names for each other. Like baby or honey. We need one too. My lip twitched. Like little idiot. She puffed up her cheeks, glaring. No, that's ugly. Then what do you want? Her eyes darted around. Then she leaned in, whispering mysteriously. How about, I call you daddy? I nearly choked on my tea. Cough. Lily Harper, what goes on in that brain of yours? Is it bad? She blinked her innocent eyes. Look, you're 3 years older than me. You've taken care of me since we were kids. It fits the dynamic, doesn't it? Besides, don't you think it's kind of hot? Looking at her face, written all over with please agree, I suddenly felt the urge to tease her. Fine, I said slowly. Her eyes lit up. Really? Yeah. I nodded, then leaned forward, bringing my lips close to her ear, whispering in a voice only we could hear. Then shouldn't you call me something else too? My voice was deliberately low, raspy with magnetism. My breath hit her ear, and I watched it turn red, the blush spreading down her neck. She shrank back, eyes dodging mine. Then what should I call you? I stared into her eyes, enunciating every word. Call me husband. Clatter. Lily dropped her chopsticks. Her face turned instantly crimson. She stammered. You? Why you? What are you saying? Didn't you say we needed exclusive nicknames? I think that one is pretty exclusive. That's too fast. She waved her hands frantically. We aren't at that stage yet. Oh, then what stage are we at? I continued to tease. She was rendered speechless, head hanging low, face red enough to bleed. Seeing her innocent reaction put me in a great mood. This idiot, always an expert when reading romance novels, but a total coward when it happened to her. Just then, a knock came at the door. The waiter entered, followed by someone else. Someone I didn't want to see. My ex-fiancée, Victoria Sterling. She was wearing a tailored white suit, hair pulled back severely, gold-rimmed glasses framing her face. She radiated an icy, do-not-disturb aura. Seeing me, she seemed surprised, but quickly recovered her cold expression. Where her gaze landed on Lily sitting across from me, a flicker of barely detectable disdain flashed behind her lenses. The air instantly froze. Victoria's eyes darted between me and Lily, finally settling on Lily's flushed face. Sebastian, what a coincidence. Her voice matched her persona, cold as ice. Not really, I replied indifferently. I'm king. Implication. You're interrupting? Victoria clearly understood, but she didn't move to leave. Her gaze shifted to Lily, scrutinizing her. And this is Lily Harper. I kept it brief. Oh, Victoria drawled, a mocking smile tugging at her lips. So, this is the Harper family heiress who only knows how to cause trouble. Rumors really don't lie. Your taste remains unique. Even a fool could hear the thorns in her words. Lily's face went pale. She subconsciously gripped the hem of her shirt and lowered her head. I frowned, anger rising in my chest. I could call Lily an idiot, but no one else could. I put down my chopsticks, leaned back, crossed my arms, and let my gaze turn cold. Ms. Sterling, we've already broken our engagement. My taste is none of your business. Victoria's expression shifted slightly. Furthermore, I continued, reaching out to pull the hanging head Lily into my arms, letting her lean against my chest. My woman only needs me to spoil her. I don't need you worrying about it. My move was sudden. Lily froze, not daring to move. I could feel her heart pounding against my chest like a drum. Victoria's eyes fell on my hand around Lily, her gaze dropping several degrees in temperature. Your woman? She scoffed. Sebastian, when did your standards drop so low? Ignoring a partner like me for a useless ditz who will only drag you down. Standards? I laughed. Ms. Sterling, you seem to be mistaken. I'm choosing a partner, not a business associate. I need someone who makes me relax, makes me happy, not another Ms. Sterling calculating profits in the boardroom. I paused, looking down at Lily, who was practically radiating heat in my arms. I gently rubbed her arm, my tone softening. At least she's much cuter than you. That line, she's much cuter than you, was like a slap in Victoria's face. Her complexion turned awful. Her carefully maintained arrogance cracked. She stared daggers at Lily, eyes full of jealousy and resentment. Lily, feeling the hostility, shrank deeper into my embrace. That small movement was another heavy blow to Victoria. She took a deep breath, forcing down her emotions and putting her mask back on. I hope you don't regret this. With that, she turned on her heel and walked away, high heels clicking sharply. The room returned to silence. I let go of Lily, and she bounced away like she'd been electrocuted, keeping a safe distance. You just... She pointed at me, stuttering. Just what? I looked at her flushed face, pretending ignorance. You hugged me, and said I was your woman. She was a mix of shy and angry. Just acting, I said casually. Couldn't let her look down on you, could I? Acting. She froze. What else? I countered. The blush faded from her face, replaced by a trace of disappointment. Oh, I see. She lowered her head, whispering. Seeing her reaction, I felt inexplicably irritable. I placed a piece of black cod, her favorite, into her bowl, my tone stiff. She mumbled an okay and silently started shoveling rice, not saying another word. The atmosphere became heavy. I suddenly regretted it. Was acting too harsh? We left the restaurant in silence. The air in the car was awkward enough to choke on. Lily stared out the window, jaw set, clearly sulking. I wanted to say something several times, but didn't know where to start. Apologize? Sebastian Vance never apologizes. Explain? What was there to explain? As I struggled internally, we passed the city's largest luxury pet store. Lily suddenly spoke up. Stop the car. I pulled over. She unbuckled, got out, and walked straight into the shop. I hesitated, then followed. Inside, the sounds of puppies and kittens filled the air. Lily stopped in front of a glass enclosure housing a ragdoll cat. It was a stunning blue bicolor, eyes like sapphires, lying there lazily. Lily pressed her face against the glass, eyes shining, her gloom vanishing instantly. So cute, she murmured. Just then, in a nearby enclosure, a golden retriever puppy saw me. It excitedly slammed its paws against the glass, tail wagging like a propeller. I was surprised. I owned a golden retriever named Goldie, but since I was busy, he stayed at my parents' house. This puppy looked exactly like Goldie did when he was young. A clerk walked over, smiling. Sir, this golden seems to really like you. His name is Jackpot. He's very energetic. Lily wandered over, looking at the enthusiastic puppy, then back at the aloof ragdoll. Seb, look, don't they look like us? She suddenly said. I blinked. What? She pointed at the ragdoll. This is me. Noble, cold, distinct from the world. She then pointed at the puppy, trying to break the glass to get to me. And that's you. Fiery passion, totally clingy. My mouth twitched. Me, Sebastian Vance, a billionaire tycoon, described as clingy? Lily, do you need to get your eyes checked? She ignored me, turning to the clerk. I'll take both. She pulled out a black card and handed it to the clerk. Before I could stop her, the clerk accepted it with glowing eyes. Right away, miss. One moment. I rubbed my forehead. This woman spent money faster than she ruined plans. Soon, the clerk packed the two little guys into carriers. Lily held one in each hand, humming a tune as she walked out, clearly in a good mood again. I followed, shaking my head helplessly at her petite figure lugging the boxes. Back in the car, she put the cat carrier on her lap and the dog in the back. The ragdoll is now named Luna, and the golden is Apollo, she announced excitedly. Why those names? Because I like them. She sounded self-righteous. Fine, whatever makes you happy. I started the car. Taking you home? No, she shook her head. To your place. I slammed on the brakes. Why my place? To raise the cat and dog. She looked innocent. My mom is allergic to pet hair. Your house is huge and empty, perfect for Luna and Apollo to run around. I strongly suspected buying these pets was a premeditated crime. No, I refused flatly. Why not? She immediately pouted. Do you find me annoying? Do you despise my pets too? Her eyes reddened again. I hated this tactic. I didn't. You do. You even said I was useless, a drag. She started bringing up old grievances, pinning Victoria's words on me. I didn't say that. You thought it. She hugged the cat carrier, looking aggrieved. I knew it. You're just like Victoria, looking down on me. My head was going to explode. Why are women so unreasonable? Fine y surrendered. My place. We're going to my place, okay? She instantly broke into a smile, changing faces faster than flipping a page. I knew you were the best, Seb. Looking at her sly smile, what could I say? The childhood sweetheart, I spoil myself. I had to keep spoiling her even if it killed me. My villa was in the hills, heavily secured and private. As soon as Lily entered, she acted like a tourist. Wow, Seb, your house is huge. She changed into slippers and ran around the massive living room like a happy bird. Then, she opened the carriers. Luna, Apollo, welcome to your new home. Luna, the ragdoll, stepped out elegantly, scanning the surroundings warily, radiating an aura of don't touch me. Apollo, the golden, shot out like a cannonball, zooming around the room before crashing into my legs, hugging my calf, and gnawing on my pant leg. Lily giggled. Seb, look, Apollo loves you. Expressionless, I grabbed Apollo by the scruff of his neck and peeled him off my custom trousers. Were they sleeping tonight? I asked. With me, of course. Lily said this as she prepared to carry Luna upstairs. Stop, I called out. You're sleeping in the guest room. What? She turned back, confused. My bed is off limits to everyone but me, I said coldly. That was my bottom line. My bedroom was my sanctuary. I didn't like intruders. Lily pouted, looking reluctant, but obediently carried the cat to the guest room. I had the housekeeper prepare goat milk and food for the pets, and once everything was settled, I returned to my bedroom. After showering, I habitually picked up my phone to check my work email. Unlocking the screen, I discovered my wallpaper had been changed. It was now a selfie of Lily holding the ragdoll cat. In the photo, her eyes curved with laughter, dimples showing on her cheeks. I froze. When did this idiot touch my phone? I was about to change it back, but my finger paused. For some reason, I zoomed in on the photo. Her smile was infectious. Staring at it, the corners of my mouth lifted involuntarily. Whatever, I'll leave it. I put the phone down and lay in bed, but I tossed and turned, unable to sleep. My mind cycled through images, her crying in the bathroom, her blushing furiously at the dinner table, her smiling like a flower with a cat. I ran a hand through my hair in frustration. Sebastian, get together. Just then, a soft knock came at the bedroom door. Seb, are you asleep? It was Lily. I got up and opened the door. She was standing there barefoot, hugging a pillow. She was wearing one of my oversized white dress shirts, the hem barely covering her thighs, leaving two long, pale legs exposed right before my eyes. My throat bobbed, and my gaze darkened. What is it? My voice came out raspy. I'm scared, she whispered like a frightened deer. New environment, I can't sleep alone. And I think I hear thunder. I listened. The night outside was silent. What thunder? Seeing my skepticism, she added, also, Luna won't sleep with me. She ran to your door. I looked down. The aloof ragdoll was indeed sitting at my door, staring up at me with those sapphire eyes. What was this? The pet wingman? So, I asked, knowing exactly where this was going. So, she bit her lower lip, gathering courage. Can I sleep with you? Her eyes shimmered with anticipation and nervousness. I looked at her, the curves hinting beneath the white shirt, the smooth legs, her toes curling into the carpet from anxiety. Damn it, this woman was doing this on purpose. She was relying on my affection for her to tease me without consequence. Yes, I liked her. I'd kept this secret for years. From the time we were toddlers, and she followed me around calling me Sebi, to her teenage years giving me melted chocolates on Valentine's Day, to now, playing this villainous role. No matter who she was the girl I needed to protect. I just didn't expect the idiot villainous script to come with a seduction skill tree. I took a deep breath and stepped aside. Just this once. It took all my self-control to say those 3 words. Her eyes lit up like a kid getting candy. She hugged her pillow and slipped inside, moving fast as if afraid I'd change my mind. She burrowed under my covers, wrapping herself up tight until only her bright eyes showed. Luna lightly hopped onto the bed, found a comfortable spot, and closed her eyes. I closed the door and lay down on the other side. Ideally, there was a demilitarized zone between us on the king-size bed. But even so, I could smell her body wash, mixed with her unique scent, sweet and soft. It was like an invisible net trapping me. My body grew rigid, blood rushing south. I closed my eyes, silently reciting the multiplication table to calm down. Seb, what? My voice was tight. Are you having trouble sleeping? No. But I can hear your heart beating so fast, she said, scooting closer. I snapped my eyes open. In the dark, I could see her silhouette. She was closer now. Lily, I warned, don't move. I'm cold, she whispered aggrievedly. I almost laughed. The villa was climate-controlled at 72 degrees. Cold. If you move again, I'm throwing you out. She stopped moving, but a moment later, a small foot quietly extended under the covers, gently brushing against my calf. Soft, smooth. A shockwave like electricity shot from my foot through my whole body. I flipped over abruptly, pinning her beneath me, hands bracketing her head, trapping her in my shadow. Lily, I gritted out, staring into her eyes. Do you know you're playing with fire? She was startled by my sudden movement, eyes wide with panic and confusion, like a lamb awaiting slaughter. I didn't, I sneered. I lowered my head and captured her lips. The kiss was punishing, possessive, urgent. I pried open her defenses, plundering every inch of sweetness. She struggled at first, but under my storm-like assault, she quickly softened, hands weakly clutching my pajamas, letting out soft whimpers. After a long time, I released her. Her lips were swollen, eyes misty, chest heaving as she looked at me in a daze. Now do you understand? I asked, voice hoarse. She didn't answer. Instead, she suddenly reached up, hooked her arms around my neck, and offered her lips to me. This time, she initiated it. Inexperienced, clumsy, but brave. The last string of my sanity snapped. I took over, deepening the kiss. The oversized shirt was rumpled in the tangle of limbs. Moonlight slipped through the curtains, illuminating the clothes scattered on the floor. The night was still young. Nothing proved a man's existence more than claiming the person he loved. The next morning, when I woke up, Lily was still asleep. She was curled in my arms like a cat, eyelashes damp with unshed tears from the night before, sleeping peacefully. I lowered my head and kissed her forehead. Last night felt like a dream. The girl I had guarded for over 20 years finally belonged to me completely. I got out of bed carefully, afraid to wake her. Walking into the bathroom, I looked at the man in the mirror, radiant, eyes smiling. It was unfamiliar. So, this was the magic of love. I washed up, dressed, and went downstairs. The housekeeper had breakfast ready. Apollo saw me and immediately wagged his tail, pouncing. In a rare good mood, I crouched down and rubbed his furry head. My phone rang. It was Josh. Morning, Mr. Vance. Morning, I said lightly. What's up? Josh paused on the other end, seemingly unaccustomed to my pleasant tone. Mr. Vance, well, the company stock price. It skyrocketed at the opening bell. Oh, I was surprised. Why? Because of a trending topic. Josh sounded weird. What topic? #Billionaire did not wake up today me. Josh explained, someone posted a video of you leaving the meeting yesterday, captioned that you skipped work for your mysterious little wife. Then people found out you have a perfect attendance record, but you missed the quarterly summary meeting today. So, everyone is guessing you were too tired from last night to get out of bed. I was dumbfounded. The internet's imagination was wild. And people think that if even a workaholic like you is indulging in romance, it implies you have total confidence in the company's future. Investors got excited and bought in, driving the price to record highs. I was speechless. What kind of logic was that? But a rising stock price was good. Got it. Have PR monitor it. Keep the narrative positive. Yes, sir. Hanging up, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. I looked upstairs. Lily still hadn't woken up. I had. Tired her out. I opened my phone, logged in my dusty Twitter account, and posted a single tweet. 2 words, thank you. Attached was the wallpaper she set on my phone. Lily holding the ragdoll, smiling brilliantly. The moment I posted, the internet exploded. My follower counts surged visibly, and the comment section went nuclear. Holy crap, it's Sebastian Vance himself. Who is the beauty in the photo? Is that the mysterious wife? She's gorgeous. That smile is so sweet. I'm a girl, and I'm swooning. So #Billionaire did not wake up today is real? Smirk emoji, thank you? Thank you for what? Thanking the sister-in-law for keeping you in bed? Ha, I ship it. This is God-tier romance. Scanning the sea of haha and shipping it. I smirked with satisfaction. I wanted the whole world to know Lily Harper was my woman. Lily woke up from hunger. She came downstairs rubbing her eyes, still wearing my white shirt, hair messy like a waking kitten. Seeing me at the table, she blushed, memories of last night flooding back. Morning, she whispered. Not morning. I checked my watch. It's noon. She stuck out her tongue, pulled out a chair opposite me, and started sipping porridge. Suddenly, she remembered something and jerked her head up. Oh no, I forgot. I was supposed to go to a charity gala today. Which gala? The one Angelica is attending. The book says I have to publicly humiliate her there. She looked distraught. I said calmly, too late. Huh? What? The gala was yesterday. Lily, she petrified. Seconds later, she reacted, clutching her head in despair. Oh, my mission failed again. It's all your fault. She blamed me. I raised a brow. My fault. Yes, yours. she accused righteously. If you hadn't. Last night. She blushed, unable to finish. I looked at her amused. If I hadn't done what last night, it's just your fault. She played the rogue. Fine, my fault. I played along. To make it up to you, I'll take you somewhere nice today. Where? She was instantly interested. You'll see. That afternoon, I took Lily to a private equestrian estate I owned in the countryside. The environment was serene and exclusive. Lily, having never been to such a place, was incredibly excited. I picked out the gentlest white mare for her, while I mounted a tall, thoroughbred stallion. Seb, you look so handsome. She looked at me, eyes full of stars. I smiled, leaning down and extending my hand. Come up, I'll ride with you. She placed her hand in mine without hesitation. I pulled, and with a yelp, she landed steadily in front of me, encircled in my arms. Her back pressed tight against my chest. I could feel her heartbeat and warmth. Sit tight, I whispered in her ear. I nudged the horse, and we began to trot. Lily was tense at first, gripping the saddle, but soon she relaxed, enjoying the feeling of galloping in the wind. Seb, faster, she shouted back at me, her laughter crisp and clear. Okay. I spurred the horse into a run across the grass. The wind lifted her hair, brushing against my face, tickling. The sun was perfect. Holding the girl I loved, I felt like I owned the world. Just as we were having fun, uninvited guests appeared. Victoria Sterling. She was on horseback too, watching us from a distance, face dark as a storm. Beside her was a man, Liam Astor, the heir to the Astor Group and my family's rival. Un notorious playboy. Seeing Lily, Liam's eyes lit up. He whistled. Joe, Sebastian. Nice life. Who's the little beauty? Introduce us. His gaze swept over Lily without restraint, aggressive and lewd. My eyes went cold. I tightened my arm around Lily. She felt uncomfortable under his stare and shrank back into my embrace. Liam, I said icily. Watch your eyes. Liam scoffed. Why so nervous, Seb? Afraid I'll steal her? Though I get it, a prime beauty like that. I'd hoard her too. Victoria watched coldly, silent, but the schadenfreude in her eyes was unconcealed. She probably thought Liam would embarrass me. Lily, furious, poked her head out from my chest. Shut up. I'm his girlfriend. Oh, girlfriend. Liam's smile grew sleazier. Girlfriends can be traded. Little beauty, what's good about Sebastian? He's a workaholic. No time for you. Come with me. I guarantee you'll have fun every day. In your dreams. Lily's face flushed with anger. I patted her back, calming her. I looked at Liam, a cold sneer forming. Liam, since you're so interested, how about a race? Race? Horse racing, I said flatly. From here to the top of that ridge. Loser crawls out of here. Liam paused, then laughed loudly. Sebastian, are you crazy? Racing me? Everyone knows I'm the club champion. Dare or not. I goaded him. Why wouldn't I? Liam agreed instantly. But let's add a stake. He glanced at Lily, licking his lips. If I win, the little beauty keeps me company tonight. My gaze turned murderous instantly. You have a death wish. Before I could act, Lily in my arms exploded. She produced a small stone from somewhere and, with all her might, hurled it at Liam's horse. Hiya! The horse, spooked, reared up with a loud whinny, then bolted uncontrollably into the distance. Liam was caught off guard, bounced around like a rag doll, screaming like a pig being slaughtered as he vanished from our sight. The whole thing happened in a flash. Victoria Sterling, dumbfounded. I looked down at Lily, who was still puffing with rage, surprised and amused. My little childhood friend wasn't so useless after all. At least when she was protective, she was fierce. Liam was carried off by the runaway horse, leaving a stunned Victoria. She probably never expected her backup to be taken out by a pebble from Lily. Seen enough? I looked at her coldly. Victoria snapped back to reality, face alternating between wasn't so useless after all. At least when she was protective, she was fierce. Liam was carried off by the runaway horse, leaving a stunned Victoria. She probably never expected her backup to be taken out by a pebble from Lily. Seen enough? I looked at her coldly. Victoria snapped back to reality, face alternating between pale and red. She rode over, stopping in front of us, looking at me with complicated eyes. Sebastian, are you really going to make an enemy of me for her? She isn't making an enemy of you, I corrected. I am. Victoria, I warned you. Don't touch her. My voice held zero warmth. Victoria swayed, seemingly taking a heavy hit. She probably never imagined the fiancé who once accommodated her would treat her so coldly. She tried to explain. You just wanted to see me embarrassed, see her humiliated. I exposed her ruthlessly. Put away your pathetic schemes. We were over a long time ago. I didn't look at her again, turning the horse to head toward the other side of the field. Seb, Lily whispered in my arms. You were so cool just now. She looked up at me, eyes sparkling. I looked down, meeting her adoring gaze. The annoyance caused by Victoria vanished instantly. I leaned down and kissed the corner of her mouth. From now on, with me here, no one dares bully you. She nodded vigorously, then buried her face in my chest, unable to stop smiling. We returned to the villa at dusk. As soon as we entered, Apollo the Golden rushed us, tail wagging. Luna the rag doll walked elegantly down the stairs, hopped onto the sofa, and gave us a haughty look that said, "Oh, you decided to come back?" Lily dropped her bag and ran to hug Luna. One human, one cat, one passionate, one aloof. The scene was unexpectedly harmonious. Watching them, my heart softened. A home only felt like a home with her in it. That night, I was in the study processing work when Lily walked in with a glass of hot milk. "Seb, drink some milk and rest early." She placed it by my hand, then naturally stood behind me, massaging my shoulders. Her technique was amateurish, strength lacking, but every touch hit right in my heart. I grabbed her hand, pulling her around to sit on my lap. "Why are you so well-behaved tonight?" I smiled. "I'm always well-behaved," she retorted, cheeks flushing. She wiggled on my lap, trying to find a comfortable position. I went rigid, breathing becoming heavy. This little temptress was definitely doing it on purpose. I gripped her waist, stopping her movement, lowered my head, and captured her lips. Another lingering, deep kiss. By the time it ended, she was limp in my arms, gasping for air. "Seb." Her voice held a trace of allure. "I think I failed several missions again. The book says I should keep causing trouble for Angelica, bringing her and the male lead together. But I seem to have failed every single time." She sounded distressed. "Then don't do it." I stroked her long hair. "Huh?" She looked up confused. "Why be a villainess?" I looked into her eyes, serious. "Be Mrs. Vance. Isn't that better?" Lily froze. She looked at me, eyes slowly filling with moisture. Are you serious? When have I ever lied to you?" She didn't speak. Instead, she hugged me tightly, burying her face in my neck, letting out small sobs. But this time they were tears of joy. "I will. Of course I will." I smiled, hugging her back. Screw the villainous script. My girl deserved to be spoiled by me, living carefree for the rest of her life. Outside, the moonlight was like water. Inside the study, spring was in the air. As for Angelica and whatever male lead she was supposed to be with, they could go play by themselves. In my world, having Lily Harper was enough. Story complete.